Have you ever judged someone based on what you are seeing? I'm sure that most of us judge someone based on the way they behave, based on what you see and what you hear. Why do I know that? Because I used to judge someone based on what I saw. However, what we see is not always true. Let me tell you this story. This story is told by a man who worked for a rich family. I used to work for a rich family as a security guard 30 years ago. I always thought there was something strange about their home. I used to open the gates for my boss every day, and I greeted him, but he never responded. My employers often held large parties, and there was usually a lot of leftover food. As my family was poor, and I used to take the food and bring it home. One day, my boss saw me collecting the leftover food at the bin. He didn't say anything as usual, but the next day, there was a clean bag which was full of fresh food nearby the garbage area. I picked it up and took it home without giving it too much thought. From that day, there was a bag of groceries at the same place every day, which was enough to feed my family. One day, I got unpleasantly shocked when I found out that my boss passed away in an accident. I continued working for the same family, but I realized that there was no more food bags by the bins. I checked every day, but I was always disappointed. I struggled to feed my family again. In the end, I finally got the courage to ask my boss wife for a raise. She was shocked, but still empathetic, and she asked, "Why haven't you complained about your salary all these years?" I started mentioning many excuses, but in the end, I finally told her the truth. I told her about the bag of groceries that I could find by the garbage every day. I could see her relief on her face. She asked if that started from the day her husband died, to which I replied, yes. Then I suddenly realized that it was my boss who left the food for me. He seemed uncaring and arrogant, but I never suspected it could be him. She started crying, and I apologized to my boss' wife for asking the raise. She said that she was crying for a different reason. She told me I was the seventh person her husband used to give food bags to. From that day, I started getting the food bags again every day. But now, my boss's son delivers them directly to my house. Just like his dad, I always thank him, but he never replies. And one day, I loudly said, "Thank you." Then he replied, "I am sorry. Just like my dad, I have a hearing problem." I was left speechless, and my heart was filled with gratitude and remorse. Lessons from the story. We should never judge someone without knowing the whole story. We may think we understand, but we don't. Don't judge people because we have no idea what they have been through. We never know what kinds of battle they are fighting. We might know their name, but we don't know their story. There's a story behind every person. Don't judge people before we truly know them. The truth might surprise us. There is a reason why they are the way they are. Think about that before we judge someone. We know their smile, but we don't know their pain. Before we judge someone, walk in their shoes, walk the path they have traveled, live their sorrows, their doubts, their fear, and their laughter. Remember, everyone had a story. Don't judge people before we truly live their lives.